thank you all for being here. It's 9:05 p.m. So good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Good
Wherever
evening.
you are, good
Good
evening.
evening.
And welcome everyone to the launch of Naveda's 80 is the New 50 webinar panel discussions. So I am Veena Dansingani, the founder and director of Naveda Integral Wellness Center, which is the first value-based integral wellness center in Asia Pacific, offering a transformative health experience to its clients. So last year, 2020, has been a very, very challenging year for many people all around the world. And Naveda has been in the forefront and actively educating and empowering people online and offline on very relevant and useful topics such as COVID-19 preventions and precautions. And we offered preventive tools and solutions to boost one's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual well being. So, we also, just for your information, if you didn't know, I'm sure all of you have been quite active on Facebook because I've seen all of you that we've led, marathons. So health marathons actually online. So we had something like a laughter marathon, which we did something for 15 hours with 15 speakers. And we also dedicated 21 days to yoga, leading up to International Yoga Day in June. We also celebrated World Ayurveda Day to bring awareness, not only in Hong Kong, but globally, together with a lot of other Ayurveda practitioners and health practitioners, as we know that the ancient Indian healing science is really, coming up really, really fast. So if you do not know about Ayurveda, you will learn more about it as we progress into our various different series that Naveda is going to be having coming up. So 2021. So happy new year to everyone, first of all. Okay, so Naveda will continue and is dedicated to serve people in a positive way. And we have started 2021 by launching our new campaign called 80 is the New 50. So it is a campaign which is inspired by our director, Mr. Lal Daryanani, who is turning 80 this year in April and who really does not look and feel his age at all. In fact, when anyone tries to guess his age, they've maximum told him that he's about 60s, in the 60s. The young, I think his was youngish, someone has said that he's in his 40s. Or yeah, actually somebody told him he's in his late 40s or early 50s. So that's a kind of compliment he's been getting. And I've seen this, I've witnessed this personally. So he has been an inspiration to us, not only to us, but to lots of people. And I've seen that. And as we know that the life expectancy has increased, and we do see people living up till 80s, 90s, and even 100. In fact, I know that John Lee's father is turning 101 this year. So yes, so we have a lot of people whose life expectancy has really come up, right? So how does one spring into their autumn years? And how does one really still feel energetic, young, alive, active, mobile, strong, healthy, happy, and continue to live a purposeful life? Because as we see that once people reach a certain age, they kind of feel that they have no purpose in life anymore. And that's what kind of gets them to become more older, and they become sick, and so many other things come in, right? So how do you still continue to bloom and blossom in still your young age? I still would say that is young age, because age is just a state of being, a state of mind. So all this really impacts the quality of life. So we are very, very happy and we're very honored to welcome our guest to this panel discussion on this very interesting and meaningful topic of active and healthy aging. So just to introduce who the panel is today. So we have Mr. Lal Daryanani, who is our campaign ambassador and who has been an inspiration to us and many people all around the world, as we know. Mr. John Lee, thank you for being here. He is the director of CY Audio Visual Solutions Limited, and has been in the music industry for nearly 50 years through his family business, Tom Lee Music. So everybody knows Tom Lee Music, right? Yes.
Okay.
Great. And then we have Dino Hira. He's the founder of Modern Yogi Company and is a meditation coach, a hypnotherapist, and a nutritionist. So welcome, Dino. Thank you for being here as well. Angela Hancock, founder of Buster Rut Health Coach, master NLP practitioner, and soon to qualify as a hypnotherapist as well. So welcome, Angela. You're stuck in London, but I know you're enjoying yourself. So great. And last but not least, we have our very own Naveda's in-house scientist, Dr. Sanjay Nagakar. All right. So big welcome to all of you. And thank you so much for offering your precious time to share your wisdom and your thoughts with us on this very, very interesting topic, which is very, very relevant to many, 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 many people. So I know in our own panel, we are ranging from the age group of 30 plus and above, right? So Mr. Lal being the youngest.
Yeah.
Youngest at heart.
Yes, youngest. So first, maybe invite Dr. Sanjay to explain and share with us and introduce 80 is the new 50 concept and the initiative. So Dr. Sanjay, could you please share with us?
Thanks, Veena. Welcome all the guests. As you heard, Veena has explained what Naveda is doing, and we were very active in 2020. Dino has attended one of the program, and the trend last year was we were running a kind of like a marathon, like means a full day program, like 10 hours, 12 hours back to back. Discussion, speeches, interaction, workshops, many activities. So what happened, like though there are so many challenges around the world, like people, social distancing, physical distancing, lockdown, everything. But whenever we got opportunity, we were very, very active online and offline. So in 2021, we came up like this particular campaign called 80 is New 50. And as Veena mentioned, Mr. Lal Daryani is our CEO, founder, one of the director, is actually a co-founder with Naveda, Veena. And Mr. Lal has really a very inspirational personality. When you meet him personally, you will understand what I'm saying. So there are a lot of people around the world. Okay, so the many people, those who are 80 plus, like 90 plus, 100 plus, 75 plus, and they are really very active in their life. And when you compare these people with the people, those who are like 40s plus or 50 plus, they beat them in terms of their energy level, their positivity. So there are two things here. One is all the people, those who are 75 plus, living a very active life, they should be the role model for rest of the world to give the hope that yes, like this is the age people are living, and if I can live, why can't you? So that's the message, like all the senior people, like we have to use a senior word, but these are the young people, those who are giving the message to the world that if we can live, why can't you? And for the young people, they should be the inspiration, like, wow, Mr. Lal is so active at the age of 79 or 80. And in fact, today, my uncle's birthday, he is going to turn up 94. He is in California, very active and really like inspiration. So the people like us, I'm 57. So I can easily say like, hey, I have a 20, 30, 35 of active life remaining. Like I can live that life so long. And those who are 40 and 30s, they can say, okay, yes, we just started living now, right? So that's the whole psychological a thought process behind it. That senior people, they are taking care of themselves by being very active, and they have collected a lot of people around them, those who are inspired by them. So they are enjoying their life. So that's the one concept, right? So they are not alone. They're not alone. They are very, very like social people, happy people. They love to keep other people happy. So that's the one thing we have noticed. All the happy people, all the active people, those who are in 80s, 90s, they're not the people who want to keep themselves happy. They want to keep other people happy. This is one of the insight we have noticed, right? And that's exactly, they are surrounded by so many happy people. Okay. So they have done a very good job to themselves. Like Mr. Lal has a very vibrant friend, the community of the friends around him. So they have taken care of themselves. Now come to our age people, like 50 plus, 40 plus. So Mr. Lal and other people, like John Lee's father, as Veena mentioned, turning 100 or 101, should be the inspiration for us. That usually the concept is when we turn 50 plus, we started calling ourselves we are aging. And we started giving up many things in life and slow down. And people usually use the word slow down, right? And then there's a lot of like health complications. There's a lot of like mental complications. So one of the things as a scientist I want to mention, in a healthcare, we went through three major challenges in the past. The first challenge was surgery. So if we go back up to 100 years, surgery was the main challenge. Now, if you see the advancement of the surgery, we are almost have a bloodless surgery or zero blood surgery these days. Okay, is a surgery has advanced. So like healthcare has conquered that particular part. The second major challenge was cancer. Okay, so cancer, like if we go, it's exactly 70 years. Yeah, 2021, you know, like 1951, Watson and Crick discovered DNA. And that's where the genetics start, right? So it's a 1951, 2021, exactly 70 years. So the history is not very old. The genetic history is only 70 years. So we are dealing with cancer, say like 70 years in a baby stage, but now we got the momentum of it. Okay. So momentum, getting a momentum is very important. Once you get the momentum, then you can accelerate very fast. So that's the second challenge. Now come to the third biggest healthcare challenge is the mental health. And that's where the whole world is talking about. As people are living longer, age is not important. The important is when you are 80 plus, 90 plus, or 70 plus, is a dementia free, Alzheimer's free, Parkinson free life. If you have a dementia, Parkinson, Alzheimer's, and if you are 80 and 90, that number doesn't make any sense in life. So that's the main thing, right? How we can prepare ourselves at this age, because when we are 50, we are like, we have a responsibility to watch ourselves that we should not follow the path of dementia. And that's where Mr. Lal and many other people are our inspiration, who do not have dementia, who do not have Parkinson, who are mentally very, very fit. So when we say they are very active, it's not only socially active or having a nice healthy blood pressure or a healthy heart or like walking 10,000 steps per day. The most important part is their mental health is absolutely, absolutely perfect. Okay. And as people living longer, the biggest challenge is the mental health, right? So that is why in 2021, Naveda brought this concept in front of the whole community that 80 is new 50. Means that when we, the 50 plus people, turn 80, we are still same age. We are not aging anymore. Means as we age, we still remain the same age. By inspired by people like Mr. Lal. So throughout the year, we are going to collect a lot of people like Mr. Lal from all around the world to give the example to the younger generation that can be inspired by them. What they do or what they did in their life after 50 years or after 40 years, they are so active. So it's a kind of a learning process. And Naveda platform will create a kind of a learning process for the like-minded people. So that is a campaign explanation. And as Veena said, our brand ambassador is Mr. Lal, who is going to turn 80 on 15th of April. So it's a kind of a countdown a time period for us, and we are going to have many such activities where we are going to inspire ourselves, a younger generation. So Dino, Angela, you guys going to play a significant role, that age group. So basically we are trying to put the age group, right? John, we are going to inspire by you. I think you should inspire by Mr. Lal, and we are all inspired by Mr. Lal. Okay, Veena can inspire by us. So it's a kind of a chain, like the whole chain, we put the chain together. Okay, so that's the purpose. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Sanjay, for explaining the entire concept of 80s is a new 50. And yes, we all constantly learn from each other and are inspired by and are inspiring others as well. So we continue to hold that responsibility to inspire the younger people as well, right? So good. So now we would like to invite Mr. Lal Devinani to share his secrets of what keeps him active, young, energetic, and alive. And does he really feel his age? And if not, what is age to him? So Mr. Lal, thank you so much. And you are looking vibrant in that red color. Red is a very energetic color indeed. And it also, your name Lal means red as well, as we know, right?
Right.
It means red, it means deer, it means danger. So yeah, lots. So Mr. Lal, maybe you would like to share with us, what are some of your daily habits which you have been practicing for how many other years that you think is contributing to you being young, energetic, and alive today?
Well, I sleep for about 6.5 to 7 hours. At least I try. And then I wake up fresh. In the morning, I go for a walk. Twice a week, I go to garden. Twice a week, I go to my club. And twice a week, I do yoga. So that's what I've been doing in the morning. And then afternoon, of course, I've been meeting my friends, going out for lunch. But, I'm taking care of my food, not greasy food and all this, So I'm trying my best to stay young. So I have to keep it up to your words, to stay young. That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Good. So basically, from what I'm listening, is that you have certain habits which
Mhm.
you've been practicing. You're making sure that you're sleeping at least for 7 hours. So at
Yes.
your age, can you share? Is it difficult to sleep? Because I hear that as people get older, they are not able to sleep that well.
Well, I used to take a sleeping pill, but since India is, you cannot get medicine from India, I'm so used to Indian sleeping medicine. So I tried here, but I couldn't get enough. But now I'm out of, sleeping, tablet. So I sleep good. I, get up fresh. I have no problem at all.
Right. So you are not taking any more sleeping tablets anymore.
No, but I've been taking this Om Shanti, you know, this is from India, and that has really helped me. With that, I sleep sound 6, 7 hours and wake up very fresh.
Right. So
So
I hear it's something more natural. Om
it
Shanti
is
seems like, yeah,
natural.
it is
It is
definitely
natural.
something very
And
natural.
it is made by by Naveda.
Yeah, it is a very natural, something that's very natural and very herbal and is not harmful, because a
Yes,
lot of synthetic drugs in the market actually cause a lot of brain diseases, right? Like Alzheimer's as well.
correct. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, eating, I heard a little bit about your eating habits. You are very conscious. You're trying to be more conscious about your eating habits.
Yes.
So, you tend to not eat a lot of fatty or greasy foods.
No greasy food. Yes.
So, you're eating a lot more nutritional foods like fruits and vegetables.
In the
And
morning, I eat only fruits for breakfast. Only fruits, you know. And lunch, I eat good lunch. But dinner, I'm nowadays careful, you know. Eat early and light.
right,
Light dinner. Yeah.
right. So, I understand that you do have a health condition, and the condition is high blood pressure. And
Yes.
you are trying your best to manage that,
Yes.
and you also make sure that you are monitoring your health conditions well as well, right?
Correct.
Because
Correct.
it's very important, I guess. A lot, as people get older, they fall sick, but they don't kind of manage it well, and then it goes out of hand and they don't know what to do. So regular monitoring of your blood pressure and managing it well with medication and with supplementation, I guess this is what you are doing as well, with exercise, sleep,
Yes.
right? Good.
Correct.
So how about walking? Do you walk enough?
Yes. Yes. At least 10,000 steps a day. But now I'm going to join a group where we compete with each other. So hopefully I'm going to increase my steps from 10 to, wherever I can
Yeah.
go.
So I guess that group is not only with your friends, but Naveda has also created that group as well. A
Oh,
challenge. Yes, Naveda has also created that group as well for people
oh,
to sort of keep up with their health and well-being, right?
mm, yeah.
And one thing I definitely noticed is that you love to socialize.
Yes,
You love social interaction, and
yes,
I believe that is one of your secrets to keeping you very, very happy, because
correct.
I see that you're always surrounded by really, really good friends, with
Yes,
really a big family all around the world, with friends all around the world. I know that whenever you travel, you don't have to pay a dime for hotels because you have friends everywhere around the world.
airport to airport, I get free compliments.
Yeah. So would you say that is one of your secrets um, to making you young and energetic and alive? Is social interaction important to you?
Yes, I feel that everybody loves me, and care for me. And so in return, I also love them and I take care of them. See,
Yeah. So that's very good. And lately, of course, we have been watching you sing a lot on
yes, every
the past
Friday.
couple of months. You've been singing, and it
Yes,
seems to be you have kind of rekindled a passion because you're very good at what you do. So you really sing really well, and I
thank
think
you.
it has rekindled your passion. And in fact, Mr. Lal recently joined an online senior citizens competition, and he got the highest votes from everybody over there, because I see that he had lots of
My friend,
support from his family and friends, and everybody was just supporting him like anything. So I can definitely vouch for the fact that you have a lot of friends and family who love you and
yes,
who really care for you and who really want you to win in life.
thank
And
you.
whatever you do, you really inspired. You really inspired other people also, because I saw from that so many other people also started tapping into their talents And that is definitely one of the secrets of, longevity, is that you make sure that you are tapping into your talents no matter what your age is. And you sing so beautifully. Maybe at the end, when we have some time, you can sing us a song later. Yeah. And one thing for sure that I have noticed in Mr. Lal is that he loves to help others. Absolutely. He will just go out there and help others and support others uh, full heartedly without any agenda in mind. So I would say that is definitely something that's why people also love him. It's like he's always out there giving and living life to its fullest, and he's ever ready to party. I think I have less energy than he does because I've partied with him, and he definitely parties more than me. So thank you so much for sharing that. We will come back to you later. So the next I would like to invite and ask questions is to Mr. John Lee. So thank you, John Lee, for being here in the panel discussion. And so first of all, congratulations. Your dad is turning 101. That's an inspiration. That is, first of all, yes, I'm sure it has its own challenges also, being at that age. But how do you feel? I know you're in your 70s. Do you feel a day older than in your 40s, or you still feel younger?
Well, all my life, I never think about age because I've always been too busy. And in fact, I think this is the point, how you live your life. And if you live your life with a purpose, and actually it'll keep you very interested, and you don't really worry about things that you shouldn't be worried about. Now, of course, if you face health issues and all that, my father has have some health issues, especially, like he doesn't really recognize people anymore, and he has a lot of people taking care of him. My mother passed away last year. She would have turned 91.
Wow.
But she passed away because of sickness. So she was actually very, very active until actually I visited her during that morning with my family, and that evening she just suddenly passed away. So anyway, I personally like to live my life as if every day is the last day of my life. And you do your best, you do whatever you can. And back to aging, I really think even before, when I hear that today actually I saw something that was published in the UK that actually confirming what I've said to you, that middle age now is 65 to 79, and youth is 45 to 65. And in fact, to me, life is about living. And I was always against the retirement, because when people first retire at 60 or retire at 65, these people actually have the most experience in life because they have lived a long life, they learn everything, and suddenly they're asked to stop. And in fact, that is actually not very good for health, because once you're asked to stop, then you don't have a purpose when you wake up in the morning, right? But I encourage people to continue, even if it's not work. Maybe you can do charity work or whatever. Something that has a purpose. And to me, I was thinking of setting up a company, hiring only retired people, because then they don't have to work full time. Maybe they have work half a day, but they can actually contribute a lot with their experience, and they will be happier when they get up in the morning. They have something to look forward to. I mean, this is just sharing my thoughts. I really think for me now, as you know, I explained to you, I'm involved in technology or things that I have really interest in, because they can change the world or change life. And for me, then it gives me the passion to put all my time and effort into these things. And it's not easy. A lot of people take it for granted. Something good, you can make money, and then, but then, if you really understand all the issues, then you try to find solution. And I think this is my personal habit or passion in doing things. And then I try to guide my staff. I have a small company now. Instead of Tom Lee, I ran for 50 years from Canada, China, and Hong Kong. But now suddenly I find it very nice because then I have these 20-year-old young people and I should be their mentor. It's not like boss. And then I try to encourage them to do things and then learn, and I show them how to do it and all that. It may not be a common, way to run a business, but that's what I like to do. And I see them progress. I see them learn, and they have to understand why they have to do things instead of just take an order and then do it. And I explained to you today aloud that how I want to groom my children to really have learn from doing things and learn from actually experiencing things. So to me, age is of course I take care of my health. I eat very sensibly, and I walk every day about 12,000 step average. The highest I've been to 35,000 steps. I told you all the way to Human and but I also like to experience new places where I've not been, even in Hong Kong. And I'm sure not everyone has been to every part of Hong Kong. In fact, I was brought up since I was 3 years old in Hong Kong. I was born in Shanghai, and but I really enjoy going to places that I suddenly say, wow, last time I was here probably 20 years ago. And these are things that actually I enjoy. And so while I'm also exercising, I don't run anymore. I used to go to the gym. Jokingly, I used to have 6-pack. Now I only have one. But but I like to feel. Every morning I get up about 6 o'clock, 5 to 6, and then I go to the peak. I walk with my dogs, and every day I do that. And I keep myself busy, not because intentionally, but because of all the interests I have. I am busy. So I think that's, to me, it's good enough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So for what I hear is that it's very important to have purpose and interests in life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everybody has them. It's just that you just have to, not to try, but once you see something like learning music, right? We talk about this today. And if you really enjoy the music that you like, I think the incentive to learn is natural.
Mm.
And then more and more you become passionate about it, just like, loud singing. And, I used to be a rock and roll musician with hair down to my shoulder when I was a teenager and the 20s. And now I just learned to play the piano a few months ago. And I hated the piano in the old days because I was always thinking of teachers using a pencil hitting my knuckle to pass the grade exam and all this. But now I also got a very good teacher, and I asked him to play something I learned, teach me something I like. And the first song I learned was Autumn Leaves in a jazz version. And luckily I played the guitar, so I learned the chord progression, and I could play it in a week or so. And then I learned a few songs, and that changed my mind totally. If you like something, because the instrument is only a tool, they do not represent music. The tool is for someone to use that instrument to express themselves emotionally, and then you can only emotionally express yourself by something you love. Then you add to it instead of just following orders and play. And this is why I have this life passion project I have, is trying to create a platform for young, old people to have more incentive or motivation to practice more and learn from each other. And so it's something that I had my mission for the last probably several decades. But now with technology and everything and the situation of COVID-19, it's a perfect timing that I can hopefully use this platform to benefit more people. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's lovely. That's a beautiful, like you said, purposeful living. So now you have a purposeful living in your mission. You're fulfilling your mission of really inspiring amateur singers or musicians to come forward and really express what they could be, missing out on possibly. Just
Yes,
because,
yes.
yeah.
It's a process. It's a
Yes.
process. Yes.
Yes, yes, good. So that's what keeps you happy at this retired stage of yours? Or you're not
Well,
retired?
I think if I get to do what I want, then naturally I'm happy. It's not because I want to be happy to do something, and I learned that through living my life. It's so nobody actually showed me or taught me or guided me, and it's just happened in the process. Now looking back, then I understand what happened.
Hmm.
So it's a different process, I guess.
So if there was one tip that you would like to share today, what would that be on active aging?
I think sharing.
Sharing.
I think sharing from your knowledge, your experience, just like everybody here that on the panel. By sharing, and you realize what you share actually is appreciated by people naturally, and you're helping them, you're enlightening them, and I think that is a win-win-win. And everything that works out a win-win-win. If it's just you win, everybody lose. At the end of the day, it won't turn out the way you expect.
Hmm. Absolutely.
That's my philosophy. Yeah,
Absolutely. Everything in life should be a win-win-win for everyone, right?
exactly. Yes.
Yeah. And everyone's got so much to give and so much to contribute and so much to share. So why not? Why not
Exactly.
make a difference in this world in that way? Because we are all given some talent or the other, and it's only not only our loss, but we're doing a disservice to everybody else by not sharing our talents.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, and I will come back to you again. So the next one I would like to come to is Dino. So Dino, how are you? Let me just pin you. Um,
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. Just 1 second.
No worries, Rita.
Let me just pin you. Is good spotlight for everyone. Okay, remove pin, cancel. How does that go? Continue. Okay, there you are.
Hello.
So how you doing, Dino?
I'm doing very well. Thank you, Veena. It's so great to be here as well again. And thank you, Lal, as well. Congratulations on your win. I think it was very well deserved. My vote was always with you anyway. I thought you're miles ahead. So yeah, congratulations. But it's great to be here again from World Ayurveda Day as well. What a great follow-up.
Yes, yes, yes. And I have been also following you on Facebook, and I've seen your transformation. And we met, I think, 6, 7 years ago through our Laughter Yoga platform, and I've seen you sort of transform your life. And uh, as you were sharing that you've been through some challenges yourself in your life, and
Yeah,
which has led you to where you are today, right?
that's
So would you
correct.
like to
Yeah.
share a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. Firstly, like Dr. Sanjay pointed out, mental health is very important. Mental health, I find, is so subjective sometimes because what would work for me may not work for you. But what I'll share today is just a word of inspiration, or a word of, I guess, taking away something that you can implement in a lifestyle. So not just a fad diet or some, goal that you want to reach, like to fit in a dress or a suit. It's about a lifestyle, an active lifestyle as well. So my journey started in Hong Kong. I was born here, raised here till I was 16. Went to Australia on my own. Being in Hong Kong, you normally have a helper that does, like your cooking, cleaning. So I didn't have anyone. When I went to Australia, I was like, wow, where do I start? What am I going to live on? What am I going to eat? Oh my God, I was like completely lost. But there is your learning chance. Whatever opportunity you are in, where it seems that your glass is half empty, having the glass itself is a gift. So I find that when I went to Australia, it completely transformed me into a pampered kid to being more knowledgeable on what worked for myself, but also how I could make an impact in a community rather than just for myself. So it comes to a higher perspective. So back in 2014, I was working in the mines, and during that time, I thought, materialistically, I think having a best house, best car would satisfy me, and I feel that'll be my purpose, and I'm done. This is a very materialistic world. I've just got to give it my best in that sort of field. I never knew what spirituality really meant, so I never knew what my purpose was. But there was an event, a dream, powerful dream of Lord Shiva. Maybe it's a dream like the gift. So, which introduced me to meditation again. So meditation is my savior. Meditation is a source for my health, my mental health. And why do I say that? Because I say medicine, sure, like I went through depression, and antidepressants are like medicine, but they only cure the symptoms. They only cure the physical part. Meditation cures the mind. It connects you to spirituality, connects you to yourself. And in that way, once you are lit as a candle, you can light others in the same way. So in that way, ever since then, I've gone into the wellness side, trying to preach that, find out what works for you, what's your gift. And say, like in a prime example for our role model, Mr. Lau, maybe his gift is singing. At that age, age is just a number, it's an illusion. You can't be defined by what you've done or what the other person does, because age, it's all different for everyone. So I find that your mental health starts with embracing your talent, embracing your gift, sharing that gift, just like Mr. John Lee said before. You have got to share it with a community perspective rather than you're in it just for yourself. Because when you can share, unlike a materialistic world where if you share, of course, your bank balance will go down. But in spirituality, in a community perspective, the more you share, the more vibrant you are, the more healthier you are from within. So that's why, I find sharing, embracing your gift is a beautiful way. And say like with Mr. Lau, he's a beautiful singer, beautiful voice. And when he expresses the language, when he sings, it actually creates a vibrational effect. Because when you think about it, like a person who's complaining, who's angry, he's saying all these like swear words, all this bad language, and it leaves his mouth, but he's listening to it as well, or she's listening to it as well. So it creates that repetitive effect. But if you sing, if you say positive words, if you use your language very consciously, you will make a difference, and that comes back to you itself. So if you say like, yeah, I can do this, I'm going to get up at 4 a.m. I'm going to start meditating. I'm going to go for my walk, my morning walk. Just keep yourself positive. Keep yourself positive. But it starts with your language, but it also starts with the attitude as well. And this is like what I've learned as well in my health journey. I find that ever since we're born in this world, our health journey starts. We breathe from our first breath, from our first cry. That's where our health journey starts. So who looks after us during that time? It is, of course, our parents. Our parents are our first love, our first God. So in that way, parents, when you are sick, when you've got a fever, your mom looks after you, makes you hot soup in bed, and you just feel so much love, so much appreciation. So today, when I'm 37 years old, and I see others my age who want to send parents to nursing homes or care homes, it's different if they have a medical condition, then it's fine. But I find like if they're healthy, if they want to reconnect to what works for them and what they've actually taught you, you've got to repay the favor. And I guess if your dad's feeling lazy, he's got a condition, you just sort of try and motivate them. You can be the inspiration. I remember when my dad was teaching how to do pull-ups in a park, and I thought, wow, my dad's so strong. Now I can do pull-ups. I can do a full record. But you've got to remind your dad, like, you taught me that in a park. It's time for you to do that now. Do it together. So don't lose that connection with your parents, your upbringing, because I find that also brings your attitude of caring for them, giving back to them for what they've done for you. And I guess the next journey is, of course, the nutrition, what we're eating. This is where Ayurveda comes into play as well. And what we eat can make a significant difference in how we feel. The more overeating we do, the more laziness comes, and the more our body has to actually digest whatever we're putting in our body. So I always say, we've probably heard, eat the rainbow. How can you eat the rainbow? We got to think about the colors here. There's very significant connection between the chakras, the energy centers in our body, the colors, and the food that we eat in those colors itself. Say if we take the color purple, if we think of blueberries, beetroot, if we think of grapes, it's connected to longevity in our lives. So it's connected to that side of our lives. If we take red, for purifying our blood, purifying our hearts as well, we can think of tomatoes, think of strawberries, think of pomegranates. So there's so many things that nature has actually given us in our hands, but yet we so overlook that at times. We are overlooking, but it's got to be a fine balance as well, I find. A balance in nutrition, because if you go clean slate, you haven't touched chocolate, you haven't touched anything, you're going to go crazy before you know it. And I think, it's more about having that balanced lifestyle. So I always keep Sundays as my, maybe a cheat meal here and there. And then the rest of the time, it's like a 80-20. So 80% healthy, 20%, it's some leeway. You've got to have fun as well in life and have some of that tolerance.
Of course. Like you said, we have to keep our mental health balanced as well. So if you go and have a burger or go and have some fries, it's all right sometimes.
Yeah, of course.
So I like hearing from you. You are inspired by Mr. Lal, but is there any other role model in your life?
Oh yeah, of course. There's quite a few, but I'd always say, dear Gandhiji, such a small man physically, but such a big heart, such a big voice. He moved millions. If he was alive today, he'd move billions in our country, in India, and possibly the world. But what he believed in as well was peace, essentially nonviolence, peace, and trying to go with that foundation. So if that foundation lies within you as well as an inspiration, you're going to find peacefulness in the most stressful situations as well. So stress is another thing where we see forming wrinkles, forming our excessive gray hair or no hair at all. Sometimes it comes from stress. It comes from something that we can actually have control over. And that's where meditation comes in. That's where mindfulness, music comes in as well. So it's a beautiful way that we all have different ways of connecting or overcoming our stress or managing our stress better.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Dino, for sharing all that. And the next one too is Angela. So Angela, how are you? Let me just pin you here. Yes. Hello, Angela. Hello from the UK.
Hello. I'd just like
Is
to.
your mom there? Oh, hi.
Yeah.
So
thank you so much.
Yes. So you were just sharing that your mom is also 80 plus and she's very, very active as well.
Yeah. So my mum basically is going to be 81 in May, and I'm actually here with her on a holiday, but it's an extended holiday as the borders have been closed. But my mum is very active and has been a real role model to me for my life. I mean, now I'm going to be 50 in July.
Oh, wow.
And I think we've got very good genes, actually. But I mean, in terms of, I've been a fitness instructor for over 20 years now, and I've followed a very healthy diet regime, for very conscious of what I'm eating, and just tagging on to what Dino was saying about balance. I'm very much in favor of having a little bit of everything. I'm actually vegetarian, so I don't eat meat, but that's a personal choice. But I'm very much a proponent of having a little bit of everything. It's all about balance. I don't believe that you should be cutting things out completely unless you choose to, but not because you're saying to yourself, I can't have this, I can't do that, because when you put those restrictions on yourself, they become burdens, they become chains. pretty much like my necklace, and they become heavy. But when you say to yourself, I don't want to, it completely changes the whole feeling, the whole energy, and it puts you in a position of power. And I believe that when you are in control and you feel that you are making decisions for yourself, that gives you a lot of purpose as well, and it puts you in a position where you feel lighter. And in terms of mental health, the mind body connection in terms of age, everything is so important. People tend to get sick when their mind is not in their body. So what I mean by that is we stress, we're worrying about other things, we leave holes in our aura, and things can niggle and get in, and they manifest themselves and they turn into disease over time. Now, if we are present in our body and totally appreciating each moment, then it's very, very difficult for any type of disease or external energy to come into our space and to take hold. And one of the things as well, which I believe is when you are nourishing your body and giving your body all of the nutrients and minerals and vitamins that it needs in order to function at an optimal level on a cellular level, then again, you feel good. And when you feel good, you're naturally going to be boosting your immunity. You're going to feel stronger. The energy that you expel is different. And so people are attracted to you. And you were talking earlier about connection and socializing, and Lyle, you were talking about that importance. Now, Mum is actually quite a social person, and obviously being in lockdown, it's been quite challenging. But one of the things that I've noticed, I've been with her over the past month, she has Facebook groups, like group chats on Messenger. There's about 20 of them, and she's got 4 or 5 different groups of friends, and they connect in these little messenger chats maybe once a week, each group, but they're just chatting away, all talking over each other. But the energy that they feel and I can feel after, and I can see in her afterwards, it's really important, that connection. So I do honestly say that is a very, very important part of aging healthily, to stay connected, because as humans, that's what we want. Our natural instinct is to belong, to be part of something, to be connected, and to feel that we are creating and giving. And creativity, again, is something which is so important, which John was talking about earlier, in that he's encouraging people to find their creativity in whatever it is. And when I was younger, I was struggling a lot with my purpose. What is my purpose? What am I here for? And maybe my purpose is actually just to be. I don't have to have this massive, I'm going to change the world. If I can change the world for one person, then that's enough. So when I'm working with my clients, that's a lot of the thing, just focus on just being, just be whatever it is in that moment in time, because as we progress through our lives, each decade is there's a different thing that comes up. So it's being able to flow with that naturally as well, and just enjoy and accept as well that the only thing that is constant in this life is change. And so if you're constantly trying to push back against change, life is always going to be a struggle. So if you can just accept the change and go with it, but not allow change to happen to you, but take control and be the change, then again, I think that it's a really good way to enhance the aging process.
Excellent. And is there any sort of advice that you would like to give to the senior people to stay fit, healthy, and energized? I mean, social, yes. Your mom is a social, she loves to be socially connected and stuff, but anything from your side, being a fitness instructor, that you would like to sort of share?
Well, what I do with mum and what I've been doing with my mother-in-law as well and some of my aunties is we do like 10-minute workouts. And when I say a workout, it's really, I mean, I can show you right here. It might be some very simple exercises, which I do with my mum. It's just simply to stand up and sit down. And we do like arm movements. We do leg raises at the chair. We do marching, and we'll use the chair as a prop. And we just do 10 minutes at a time, get the heart rate up, and then we'll sit back down. And of course, I mean, mum is actually a prize gardener. She's also an Olympic shopper. So if you take her to a shopping centre, she'll be whizzing around like a superwoman. So, I mean, in terms of activity for people, if you are stuck at home, it really is just little nuggets of movement. You don't have to do an hour of exercise, but I encourage mum to walk around the house, go up and down the stairs, stand up, sit down as many times as possible, and just put the music on, put the radio on, put your favorite song on, dance around the kitchen. You know, it's just move your body as much as you can, because move it or lose it.
So just since you're a fitness instructor, how about those people who have not really, they could be in their 40s and 50s or even 60s, and they've not really embarked on this entire, they've been sedentary all their lives, they've not really moved much. You're very fit. I see you're very fit. You've got lovely muscles and stuff, you know. So can they start at that age and still transform their body?
Well, health is an ongoing thing. I mean, anybody can start to get healthy at any age, of course. It's just a matter of taking it slow and being consistent. So as I've mentioned to you, standing up and sitting down from a chair, we do that every day. But if you focus on doing that and concentrate on doing that, yes, you're going to get fitter, you're going to get stronger, you're going to get healthier. And there's lots of different ways in which you can build strength. I try to, with mum and with my aunties, they're a little bit older, all the movements that we would do are functional movements that they would do in their everyday life. So for example, I mean, you know, just as we age, one of the things that I want to make sure is that when I'm old and, you know, at mum's age, I can still go to the toilet by myself. I don't want anybody to have to help me to go to the bathroom. So, you know, being able to stand up and sit down is a basic function of the body. So teaching people to do that, to build strength in the legs and the core, very, very important, and it can be done at any age, yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. So hearing from everybody, I'm going to take it back to Dr. Sanjay, who is our scientist and who's going to explain all of this from a scientific point of view. What is healthy aging from a scientific perspective? So thank you so much, Angela, for that.
Yeah, it's very interesting, very interesting. Hello, Mom. So so nice to see you. So we are actually looking a lot of people like you to inspire us. So on the first day, we have Mr. Lal, Mom, and John. We have 3 of you here. So it's a wonderful start of this 80 is new 50 kind of thing. And thank you all, like John, Dino, Angela, Lal, Veena. It's a very meaningful discussion what we all hearing. Like John, you said something beautiful. Like I really love it. That one line, that there is no retirement. Okay, the life is the people. Those who think like there is no retirement, there are many people. We need to find those kind of people, because this is a purpose, as you said, right? And that's what is driving. That's your inner strength of your mind, right? So as we say from science, what is very interesting in science is also learning every day. You know, what we knew in science say 20 years back, we know 5,000% more in 20 years later. And the way science is progressing, we are in an exponential phase right now, that something is going to be a very, very challenging, inspiring, mind-boggling, even in 2025, 2023, 2022, we are very close, right? So that's how it is. That what John said, no retirement. Dino, you are always talking about your mental challenge and like struggling with yourself. A lot of like, so again, it's like a mind thing. And Angela, you said like the same thing, like is your mom, like you just gave the example what we are trying to say, like you have like a lot of aunts, a mom, everyone. So you have a people around you at your home. So subconsciously, that's what it is, because we watch people around us. And as you said, like it's not only on a toilet, like we don't want to forget where is our keys, right? So the major challenge, as I mentioned, we are working with dementia. Okay, what is the most serious problem 10 years henceforth in an aging population which we are going to face is dementia. So if you see and you study more about it, that's what it is. So John and Mr. Love and your mom, these are perfect cases, because we need to find more and more people who cross 70 and is still not showing the sign of dementia. So sometime what happened when we are 50, when we are 60, when we are 40, this is the one thing which is out of our life, and we just don't realize it, that how dangerous it is, right? There are many places around the world sharing something to understand. A lot of my friends, their parents are like, yes, 80 plus, 90, and many of them have to put the name card in their parents' pocket. So when they go for walking, they make sure that they come back to their own home. It's very often happen like they forgot where is your home. So you go out of the house, all the house looks same, and you enter someone else's house, right? So dementia is not something like if we don't have, we cannot recognize the seriousness of it. So that is why at the beginning I mentioned the surgery was the main challenge before. Now we conquer the surgery. We have the best surgical technology in science. Second, we are dealing with cancer. We don't have a treatment, but there's a lot of like, if you Google, you can see that recently I attended one conference, like it's the European Union conference, like beat cancer by 2030. So now people started talking about from no solution to beating it, right? So it means like there's a momentum is going on. But while we are doing it, there's a new things pop up, and that's the dementia, right? So dementia is actually like a small signals of dementia started with mental fog. We all heard about mental fog, right? So we try to think someone's name and we just can't remember that name for that moment. That is okay. But the warning sign is when we don't remember who that man was, or suppose where I put my key. It's okay if you forgot the where you put the key, but when you forgot the key is for what? Is it for your car, or is it for your locker, or is it for what? That's where the dementia is. So 55, 60 is the age where we all have to pay attention, and this is one of my major focus right now, because in science that's what we are dealing with, because people are living longer, there's no doubt about it. And Angela, you are like a health coach. Do you know, you both talk about the nutrition. People have learned a lot about nutrition since you are, Angela, sitting in Hong Kong, but we are like in London, we are in Hong Kong. Last 3 years, Hong Kong has the longest lifespan in the world. Before it was Okinawa, and I work with the Okinawan diet, and I was fortunate enough to associate with that particular project. Why Okinawans living so long in their life? So there's a lot to do, not only the mental thing, but the diet. So at the end of the day, this is interesting. And my message and a kind of like a clue, diet is the most important part, because even your brain cell need a nourishment. Okay. So there is a new theory. The science is changing. Science is changing. So that's what my main message as a scientist I wanted to say. There's no fixed rule in science. That's what the people do mistake. People think like, okay, science is 2 + 2 is equal to 4. It is okay. It's a fundamental science. It's a mathematics. So maths and physics is, you can say, predictable. That's how I would like to say in 80 is new 50, that mathematics, physics, and chemistry is very predictable. For example, when you build a 100-story building, like let's take example of Burj Khalifa in Dubai. Okay, so tall building, right? But when engineers were designing it, they know what is the weight and how much weight and we can take on the 100th floor, then 110th floor or 70th floor, and like so forth, so on. Same with IFC in Hong Kong, you can calculate and it comes exactly the way you calculate. But unfortunately, biology is not the case. And that's what we witness with COVID right now. Biology is very random and unpredictable, right? So the only thing you can make biology predictable is by feeding your body from a very young age with the right nutrition. Because the nutrition is going to make your cell alive, perform at the optimum level, so then you can avoid many health complications, behavioral complications. So that's how it is. It's not only the health complication, it's basically a behavioral complication. Because when your brain do not work under your control, we go wrong, correct? Because brain is asking us to do something. So the whole idea is when we tell our brain do this, it means we are in control of our brain rather than brain is controlling us. So all the senior people, all the mindful people, I predict in this way, which is the scientific observation, these are all people whose body is controlled and run by the instruction given by them to their brain, not by brain to them. This is very, very important finding around the world. So there's a meta-analysis, a metadata coming around the world, that the people who manage to give the instruction to their brain, these are the people can manage their life very well, manage their happiness very well, manage everything very well. So I think like all the things we heard today, very inspiring. And I myself has learned a lot in last 1 hour. That's the most interesting thing, because like we always say, like we always keep learning. And John, thank you very much. Like I learn a lot and I associate with you. That's my view is same, that there's no retirement. We should not retire. In fact, I always talk a discussion at home. We have a discussion at home with my wife. We are very much against of 9 to 5, this office formula. I think the world is designed in the wrong way. Like we go in the office at 9 and we come back at home at 5, and the whole life is designed as a template, and then we retire, right? So since we born till we retire or we die, our life is dictated by someone. Who is that person? Who is that social system? We don't know. But the whole world is blindly following that system. So at least some of us, we try to break that system. I quit the university just to break that system. Because when I was in the university, very high flying professor, very famous all around the world, mixing like attending the conferences with a top notch name in the world. And when I look to them and we say like, okay, when we retire, that's what it is. When we start, we may have a 1 or 2 publication or 1 or 2 invention. But when we retire, we may have a 300 publication, 20 books and all that. So you don't want to see your future. That was the thing I realized that time, that yes, I have to quit the university. And it took me just one day, a few hours, to take a decision to quit from the Hong Kong University. It's a very daring the decision. Getting into the University of Hong Kong is one of the prestigious university in Hong Kong or around the world, and leaving that university, quitting that university, where you have the whole future, the bright future, was very daring. And that come back to John, like, yes, it's life is a process. There's no retirement. And then you have to break the template. So this is my message here, that we all need to break the template. And I think that every people in this the panel right now here, I think you all have like going out of that box. I can see that. So we need to stay. We need your help throughout the year, or maybe rest of our life. Keep connected with each other, because they're like-minded people. And Mr. Lal, I want you to smile a little bit.
And think.
I'm seriously looking hearing you.
You started.
He's listening very, very consciously
Yeah, I'm
what you're
listening.
saying.
So you went into the listening mode like that. So thank you very much. Like, I really enjoyed that. So just a scientific thing, conclusion way, that science itself is progressing, and you will see a lot of change. Today we are not going to talk very much detail about it, but later we say like we are going to share many things, because our community, unfortunately, I got this opportunity to speak today, and then let me share with you, like, we really feel very isolated people. Like it's very difficult, scientists, to mix up in the community. Like, people think like, okay, the gray hair and the big beard and the crazy lunatic people are the
Albert
scientists,
Einstein.
right? So it's not like, we are also a human being, right? We are very much like you guys. Like, we are not something very different. So it's very difficult for us to have our position in the society, making up friends and all that kind of thing, and it's a bit challenging. So when I came into the community, and that's what I call like myself, is like I'm a community scientist. I understand what to do inside the lab that like other scientists are doing, but I took one role, like, okay, how to use a science, that information which is inside the laboratory, not in the book. You see, this is the thing. Most of the information is not in the book, not in the Google. It is only with the scientists. Why? Because the whole world is moving to file the patent. And if you want to file a patent, you have to hide all your information. So people are working for 20 years, 30 years, wonderful work, but all are secret. Why? Because they have to keep. So being a community scientist, I thought like, no, I have to bring science as a storytelling way. So suppose I'm communicating with a primary school student and talking that so complicated stuff, which we do in the lab, to a very layman language, so the people can understand, and then clarify like a lot of myths, which is like really deeply rooted in the community. And as you say, like half knowledge is really poisonous, and no knowledge is really very bad, because that's where you go wrong. Like, means if you go wrong way, then it's very dangerous. So my role as a scientist, community scientist, through Naveda, last year we have done a series of seminars. a series of seminars by educate people. And that's what this year we are again going to do. The focus is going to be 80 is new 50, means I'm going to talk a lot about mental health and the science behind it. And I'm definitely going to take a lot of your example, a real life example. So thank you, all of you. It was short and sweet, brief. We got the idea, what is the background, and let's begin 2021 from here. Uh, we are having a lot more activities, which Veena is going to share with you. As we mentioned, Mr. Lal, we are on a countdown with his birthday, 15th of April. So a lot of activities are going to happen. So thank you again.
Yes. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Sanjay, for shedding light on the scientific perspective of things. Thank you to all our panel guests for coming here today, sharing this platform and launching the Vedas 80 is the new 50 panel discussions. We're going to have many, many, many more. And from the 26th of Jan up to the 15th of April, we're going to do the countdown, which is 80 days to 80, and then 50 days to 80. And then along that, we're going to have lots of different events, activities, lots of community awareness programs, workshops, if the social distancing, comes off, and then we can possibly meet in person as well. We're going to have lots of challenges, competitions, and really the whole goal is to inspire people, to inspire ourselves, and to inspire many, 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 many more people around the world, and find many, many people around the world who are 50 and plus and really don't feel and look their age, and really to find out what are the secrets behind all this, and let people know that all is possible, and we just have to like-minded people come together and inspire everyone and make a difference in this world. So thank you so much for being here. So before I end this session, I'm going to request Mr. Lal to share his beautiful passion, which is singing with us. So what would you like to sing with for us, Mr. Lal?
Well, tomorrow I'm going to sing with the track, but now I'll give you just a sample without track, just one line. And I'm going to translate also what that means, because a lot of people will not understand, So especially for John, to let him know that I can translate also what I say, I can translate so the Chinese people can understand that. So it's very one line. न ये चांद होगा न तारे रहेंगे मगर हम हमेशा तुम्हारे रहेंगे न ये चांद होगा. Now the meaning for this is there won't be moon or there won't be star, but I will always be there for you.
Oh.
Very good.
Thank you.
So very good, very good. So let's, he's going to be singing tomorrow again, Facebook Live, and he's always there every Fridays, and he's got people all around the world who just actually wait for him to send the video or to, put up his post so that they can hear him sing. So it's amazing that he's got such a following at the moment. So I'm going to take a picture of our whole panel. So please do smile. Say hello. Okay, wonderful. So thank you so much once again. And we look forward to meeting all of you in person and connecting with you once again. And if you have people in your life who you think are an inspiration and do meet the 50 plus age group and would like to be part of this panel speaking, please do reach out to us. All right, and they could be from anywhere around the world.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to all the attendees. I didn't bring them up, but I don't mind bringing them up. Just let me bring up some of the attendees who are still here and listening and see if they would like to ask any questions. So hi, who's here, and anyone over here would like to ask any questions? Hi, Geeta. Geeta from KL, are you there? Nobody wants to ask any questions. Everyone is still hiding. I think everybody's in their 90s or something or the other. Okay. So, all right. So I guess nobody really has any questions for us, and they do not want to show us their beautiful faces at the moment, but never mind. So I shall see you again next time. Thank you so much, and bye for now. Oh, hi, Geeta.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hi,
Thank
Geeta.
you.
Bye. Bye.
You have to unmute her.
I can't hear you.
You have to unmute her.
Sorry, guys.
Unmute yourself. Yep. Hi, Geeta.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Geeta.
Sorry
So-
to be late. I was on another Zoom
Yes.
and we just finished.
Geeta's another inspiration. She's from KL and she just turned 60 and she doesn't feel a day older than 20, she tells me.
Yep. I
So-
hope I always feel that way,
Yes. So we will
And
definitely.
it was lovely listening to all of you. I have not met Lau, so hi, Lau.
Hi.
I've heard so much about you.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
she's in KL and she's already heard so much about you. Can you imagine how popular you are? Okay, wonderful. So we will invite you, Geeta, in our panel discussions as we have discussed previously. You are definitely an inspiration as well. And if you have any questions right now for anybody, please feel free. Otherwise, we are going to say bye. Yeah, oh, I think I have Poonam Mehta here. She has a question. She's up here. 1 second, I'll bring her up. Where is she? Hello, hi, Auntie. Is this Poonam Mehta?
Yes, it's me.
Hi. Oh, you want to turn on the video?
Okay.
You want to turn on your video?
Yeah.
Hi.
How are you?
There's another inspiration for us as well.
I had a question for Angela. Her mom, she's vegetarian. Has her mom been a vegetarian?
My mum is actually not vegetarian, but when I'm here, she is vegetarian. So she will.
My question is really doesn't matter whether you're vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Your mom is 80. I'm 77.
Oh,
And just
okay.
as you said, that keep yourself active and no retirement. There's no age for retirement. I believe in that. And if you're vegetarian or not, it doesn't matter. But your inside, your mind, your thoughts have to be very pure and be involved.
Yeah, and also just being aware of the way that you cook your food is very important.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, so
thank you, Angela. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you for being here, Auntie. And I will definitely also have you on our panel because you are a big inspiration to many.
Thank you. Just want to share with you, I'm participating in beauty pageant, Grandma.
Really?
It's on Saturday. Yes, I'll send you the link.
Wow.
Is that online?
Yeah, I'll send you the link.
Is this an online?
Yes, on Facebook. It is for Sindhi Grandma. And I have given my speech in Sindhi. I'm learning more Sindhi.
Okay.
And yeah, so I'll send you all the videos that are on Facebook.
Yes, please do. Please do. What an inspiration.
Thank you.
Sindhi Grandma, what is that? Pageant.
The Lair Sindhi Grandma Pageant. I'll send you the link. You can pass it on. It's on Saturday, the final. Yeah. And tonight, 9 o'clock Indian Standard Time, it's open to public. Okay. I don't know what we are not going to be there, but they've asked us to watch. All 3 weeks we have been practicing ramp walk, diet, meditation, you name it, they have trained us. Wow. And Saturday will be the final. Wonderful. So who's getting crowned, God knows.
Best of luck. Best of luck.
Thank you. Great speakers. Wonderful. I've enjoyed everybody's talk,
Yes. And we look forward to having you on our panel as well.
Sure, of course. Yeah, always pleasure.
All right. All right. Anyone else? Any last words? No? Okay. So good night, everybody. It's 10:30.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.